Okay, this is the warm-up routine that I normally do in my classes. So if any of you attend my classes, this should be really familiar to you. If you don't attend my class, you just want to give it a go, it is fairly straightforward. So just listen to the cues that I give you throughout the video, okay? First of all, you need to do a pulse check. Make sure that your pulse is at normal rate for you. Obviously, you guys are all familiar with doing your pulse check. If not, there is an instructional video on Facebook of how to do this. And we'll see about getting that put on the website as well for you. Okay, second of all, you need to make sure you've got no changes in your symptoms, your health or your medication. If you tick either one of those boxes, do not exercise today. Make sure you speak to either your GP or give me or Adrian a call just to go over some exercise advice and any sort of general advice that we could give you if you can't get in touch with your GP. All right, so we need to make sure that the room that you're in is nicely ventilated and there's minimal stuff on the floor. If you have balance issues, you might want to have a chair handy in case you need to hold on to anything whilst we're doing any of the exercises in the warm-up. And obviously make sure that you've got something on your feet, or if like me, you prefer to do it barefoot, make sure that you're not on a slippy surface, or take socks off or put shoes on, okay? So just making sure that you're nice and safe before you start to do your actual exercise. Okay, so we're going to start off with the warm-up now. So we're going to start by marching on the spot. Now you can just gently lift your heels if you want to, or you can take your foot completely off the floor, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Okay, so you don't need to worry about keeping up with me. Go at your own pace and just make sure that you feel comfortable throughout, thinking about your RPE as well. Make sure that you're not working too fast, too quickly. Okay. From there, we're going to take it into a toe tap. So tapping the toes forwards, pointing the toes towards the floor, really exaggerate the movement just to open up the ankle joint as we're pointing the toe. Okay, alternatively, tapping the toes in front, arms are nice and relaxed and the posture's nice and high. Taking it back to a march. Again, lifting the heels off the floor or taking the foot completely off the floor. It's entirely up to you. From there, we're going to take it into a heel dig. So we're digging the heels into the floor, pointing the toes towards the ceiling, alternating each time in a nice, gentle, flowing motion. Okay, you don't need to worry about doing this too vigorously for now. We'll take it back to a march. So you should be starting to feel a little bit more out of breath, only slightly, not too much, and just making sure, as I said, check your posture all the way throughout and think about your breathing and your RPE. Take your marches a little bit wider, so making sure your feet are a little bit wider than your shoulders. Again, you can just lift the heels if you want to, a more slower and lower intensity, or if you want to, you can make sure that your feet are lifted off the floor. Okay, swinging the arms, keeping them nice and relaxed as you do. Okay, we're going to hold it there. We're going to put our arms down by our sides. We're going to bend over to the right for 1. I'm going left because I'm obviously mirroring. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hold on the 8. Breathe for a few seconds and back to centre. Opposite side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on the 8 and back to centre. Arms folded in front, rotate right for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold on the 8, back to centre, opposite side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold on the 8, back to centre and back to a march. Okay, we're going into the second part of your warm-up now, so second pulse raiser as I like to call it. So we're going to go back to digging the heels, just as before, pointing the toes to the ceiling, really exaggerate the movement to make sure that you're opening up your ankle joint. And then to make it a bit more difficult, we're going to bring in the arms. So you're just going to curl the arms as though you're doing a bicep curl. Okay, so alternating legs and curling the arms as you do. Then what we're going to do, we're going to check behind you, make sure there's nothing behind you that you can fall over, and then you're going to check behind and you're going to tap your toes behind you. Okay, swinging the arms as you do, keeping them nice and relaxed, keep your chest nice and high as you're doing this. Okay, so we're taking the toe back and we're tapping it behind us. We're then going to bring in the arms again, so bicep curls again as you do that. Okay, so nice fluid motion. As I said, you don't need to keep up with my pace, you go at your own pace, what's best for you, but you should start to feel your RPE slightly increasing now. Back to marching, we're going to pump the arms through, okay, so as though you're marching in the army, pumping the arms through, just get that heart rate up a little bit more. Try and bring your feet off the floor and your knees a little bit higher if you can. Okay, from there we're going to take it into a side step. So we're just out to the side, feet back together. Again, arms are nice and relaxed now. Okay, so you're just focusing on stepping out to the side and tapping the toe back together. Okay, from here you're going to then flick the heels up behind you as though you would like to kick your bum. Okay, keeping the arms nice and relaxed as you do so, making sure that you're not over exaggerating, you don't want to tumble over, and then bring in your arms if you can. Okay, so your bicep curl and curling your legs behind you. Okay, and back to marching. Okay, it's time to do some stretching now, so stop what you're doing, stop your marching, take your right leg forwards and your left leg back, okay, and take your arms out behind you. So what you're doing is you're stretching the calf on your left leg, okay, so keeping the chest nice and high, think about your posture, think about your breathing. Okay, from there we're going to bend the back leg, straighten the front leg, and bend towards the toes. Hands are on the bent leg, so you're now stretching the hamstring on the opposite leg. Okay, point your toes towards the ceiling, or you can keep them flat on the floor. Okay, make sure your back's nice and straight and your head's up. Don't look down because this might cause you to feel dizzy on standing. Okay, bring the knees, bend the knees on the way up, sorry. Swap legs, so left leg comes forward, right leg comes back. This time take the arms out in front of you. Some people prefer this method, some people prefer palms towards them. Whichever makes you feel a stretch across the back of your shoulders. Okay, you should feel a stretch across your shoulders and in your back calf at the moment. And then transfer your weight to your back leg, straighten that front leg, bend down towards your toes, keep your back nice and straight and keep your head up. Point the toes if you want to make the stretch a little bit more on the leg. Okay, bend your knees on the way up. Find something to hold on to if you've got something and bring your heel up behind you. So I'll just turn to the side for this. Okay, so keeping your knees together and bring your heel up towards your bum. Keep your back nice and straight and breathe throughout. Okay, swap legs. And relax. Back to marching. Just shake the legs out, get the blood back into the legs. Roll your shoulders forwards, okay? So really think about making some circles with your shoulders and then back as well. Okay, hold it there. Okay, back to your marching. And then what we're going to do next is we are going to punch in front. So as you're marching, punch alternatively in front of you, okay? We're just helping to loosen up the upper body a little bit more. The next one, make sure that you're not going to hit any light fittings, punch towards the ceiling. Keep marching, think about your posture. And then we're going to go forwards again. Okay, from there we're going to take it into a speed ball, so hands out in front and speed ball round, just in front of your face. So rotating the wrists round each other fairly quickly, but go at your own pace. Going to then speed ball high, keep marching throughout if you can. So we can now see your faces, and then speed ball low, down to waist height. Keep marching throughout and think about your posture. Back to centre. Keep speed balling round. Okay, hold it there, feet hip width apart. You're now going to add in a punch, corner to corner. Okay, so you can either twist from side to side, or you can bob from side to side. So you're bending the knees, doing a half squat, punching corner to corner. Again, make sure that you're not going to hit anything. Punch overhead. So take the arms over as though you're doing a rainbow. And then back to corner again, okay? So try and keep that momentum going if you can. Make it flow nicely, and remember to keep your chest nice and high. Okay, hold it there, back to marching. You're into the last section of your warm-up now. You should be feeling nice and warm. If you just hold it there, hands out in front, high knees. So bringing the knee up to meet the bottom of your hand. So you're marching in place, but you're just exaggerating, bringing that knee up. If you want to do it a bit lower, just take your hands down a little bit lower towards waist height. If you want more of a challenge, take your hands a little bit higher. Now for those that want to, you can alternate hands to knees. Just make sure that you're stretching your arms up and over. If not, you can just stick with the alternate hands. Okay, back to marching one final time. And again, making sure that you're not going to hit anything on the ceiling. Holding it there with 2 deep breaths to finish. Breathe in and out, and in again and out. Okay, so you should be nicely warm now to go and do your next phase of your workout, and then obviously once you've finished your workout, come back to me to do the cool down section. Okay. Right guys, we're ready to do the cool down now at the end of your workout. So as I said, it's very similar to your warm up, the exercises that you do in your warm up, but you're doing them at a much less intensity and slowing everything right down. So we'll begin with marching on the spot. Okay, so just lifting the heels off the floor. You don't need to be lifting your knees too high. So just making sure you're sort of just lifting those heels barely off the floor and keeping your arms nice and soft. Keep your chest nice and high, maintain your posture, okay? Tap your toes forwards, really pointing the toes down. Feel a stretch in the front of the ankle as you do this. And as I said, keeping the arms nice and soft. Back to marching. Just barely lifting the heels off the floor. Get that blood flowing back through the body nice and slowly. Take it into your heel dig. So again, digging the heel into the floor, really stretching the back of the ankle as you do so. Okay, take it back to a march. Arms are nice and soft and chest's nice and high. Okay, we're going to take it into our side bends now, so making sure that you're not going to hit anything on the ceiling for when we do this stretching. So feet hip width apart and then arms down by your sides, bending over to the right for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold on the 8 and take your arm over to the side. Feel a stretch in the side and the hip. Back to centre, opposite side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold on the 8 and again take the arm over to the side. Feel that stretch in the side of your torso and your hip. Back to centre, arms folded in front and rotate right for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold on the 8, back to centre, opposite side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold on the 8, back to centre and march. Okay, let's do your hamstrings and calves now. So right leg forwards, left leg back, arms out behind you. And then to increase this stretch, place the hands in the small of your back and squeeze your elbows together. Transfer your weight to your back leg, straighten your front leg, bend towards your toes, nice straight back, head up. Hold that for a few seconds, feel a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Bend the knees on the way up, left leg forwards, right leg back, arms out in front. And then gently raise the arms above your head. Transfer your weight to your back leg, straighten your front leg, bend towards your toes, nice straight back, head up. Bend your knees on the way up. Find something to hold on to, wall or chair, whatever you have. Bring your heel up behind you, knees together and stand nice and tall. Gently release and then swap sides. Obviously just turn around, hold on to the wall. Gently release, back to marching. Rolling the shoulders forwards. And back. Then we're going to do some hip rolls just to loosen up the hips and back area. So hands on hips, rotate around in big circles for 3, 2, 1, back the opposite way for 1, 2 and 3. Feet together, 2 deep breaths to finish. Breathe in and out and in again and out. Okay, so if you could just do a pulse check before you finish, guys, just to make sure that your pulse has returned to near normal, just as it was before you started your workout. If you find it's running a little bit high due to whatever reason, then just carry on marching on the spot for a few seconds, few minutes. Do a couple more stretches like we've just done, and then just recheck your pulse before you stop the activity completely for the day. Okay, so hope you enjoyed it and we'll see you soon.